Hello everyone. I welcome you back to TMR Talks. Today we are going to discuss about a technology driven company that provides financial infrastructure and services to financial institutions. So yes, I am talking about CAMS. So you all must be knowing that CAMS is going to launch its IPO and it is going to start on this Monday. It is going to list itself on Bombay Stock Exchange. Now, today we are going to discuss everything that you need to understand before taking the investment decision with respect to this particular IPO. So, first of all, we need to understand what does the company do? What is their business model? Let us straight away dive into that question. CAMS has been a part of the Indian financial services segment for over 2 decades. It is the registrar and transfer agency for the asset management company or the mutual fund houses. Okay, so I'll simplify all this for you. Now, just imagine that you are an investor and you want to invest in, say, HDFC's mutual fund. So, you go to their portal. Now, all the operational activities that happen, that is basically handled by CAMS. Let me give you an example. So right from the point you open the account, then do your KYC, payment and settlement work, record keeping, then providing you with certain customer service if you have any questions, queries, then handling the compliance with respect to SEBI and regulators. All these things are done by the RTA, Registrar and Transfer Agent. Now, let me use one simple word. This was actually used by the CEO of the company in one of the interviews where he was describing the company. So, he had said that our business is basically, everything that is being outsourced by the AMCs is what we do. And almost 100% of the things nowadays are outsourced by these AMCs to the RTAs. So that's one of the business or one of the domains that this company operate in. There are other verticals as well, as you can see in this screen, apart from mutual fund. A lot of people think that CAMS is just a registrar and transfer agent, so that's not true. They are also operating in other businesses. Talking about their mutual fund domain, they have got 70% market share over here. So they basically have got the monopoly over here, and rest of the market is with Karvy, as we can see here in this chart. And total AMCs that they are servicing as of now are 60. 22 is done by Karvy again, and their mutual fund clients, they actually include 4 of the top 5 companies, 9 of the top 15 companies. So the major or the big players in the market are basically the clients of CAMS. Here the monthly AUM CAGR is also higher for CAMS as compared to Karvy, and the EBITDA margins are also better for CAMS compared to Karvy. Now, one thing is that this company is not having a listed peer actually in India. So we won't be able to do a proper or a detailed peer analysis or peer comparison for that matter. Next is our insurance repository business. They are also into this. Here they have a market share of around 40%. But this market is still nascent, still at a baby level, so there is a lot of potential for this market to grow. Rest of the businesses that they have also got competitors all around for all the other domains that they operate in. You can clearly see it on the screen. Now there are two major things. One is that they have to be very quick in terms of technology. Whatever new comes, they'll have to adapt to a lot of changes that keep happening. They have to be very quick. Second is following all the regulations with respect to our regulatory authorities, SEBI, etc. So these are the two things that they have to keep following if they want to capture major market share in all the other markets that they are operating in. This is the revenue of the company. We can see that it is moving up steadily. Now, talking about the breakup, look at this. Mutual fund services is the one which is giving around 87% of the revenue to this company, and only 13% comes from all the other 6 domains that we spoke about. Now, on this front, what management has had to say is they are expecting the increase in the share of revenue from other businesses, okay? But mutual fund is still going to have a larger chunk in this entire picture. If you see this smaller table below that, we can see that they have a dependence on 5 clients for around 67% of their business as of 2020. So generally what happens is we consider it to be a very risky factor if any particular business is just dependent on few clients. But here in this case there are other pointers also to counter. One thing is that, and which is a very important thing, that their average relationship or term of relationship with their 10 largest mutual funds is around 19 years. And over the last 5 years, if we look at the last 5 years history, they just have one client that they have lost. Now why that happened is that was also because of a merger. There were two companies who merged, and the company which took over their client had an RTA, or they were having some other company which was serving them. So that was the reason that one company had gone. But apart from that, 19 years is like almost 2 decades they are there, and they have relationships since then. Secondly, it is also difficult for the AMCs or for any other player to sort of replicate this entire ecosystem that they have built over the years. Also, migration takes time. If a company plans to maybe change their RTA, that also take a lot of time, and that is also a risky affair because of data loss, regulatory issues. It's sort of a task to switch to any other RTA. So that is why that is also mostly not possible. These are the margins of the company. Margins are also pretty attractive. While going through the margins, I thought of going through the breakup of the cost that they are making, the expenses that they are occurring. And I got to know that 50% of their expenses is basically the employee expense. So the point here is that if the company is able to automate a lot of things, now we are already seeing this in banking sector, that the best example is ICICI Bank. If you see, their banks have so less employees, each branch has so less number of employees. They are actually improving their margins. Why? Because the employee cost is going down. So this can be applicable here in case of CAMS as well. If that happens, then we can see the improvement in margins in the future. Talking about the PE, it is at 40, but since we do not have any listed peers, we won't be able to do a proper and detailed analysis like I told you. Now, one very important and lucrative factor for long-term investors is that this company gives out dividends, okay, and as per the company's policy, they pay around 65% of their PAT as dividend, okay, which it plans to continue after the IPO as well. Now, because they are a asset light business, so that is why what happens is directly their profits are converted into cash, and thus the company has a very healthy dividend policy. These are your offer details. The issue opens on the 21st, it will close on 23rd. The entire thing is offer for sale. So NSC, there is a subsidiary of NSC which is NSC Investments. It is selling around 37.4% of their holdings. Okay, this is because of some regulation of SEBI that they have to offload all their shares, and this is purely offer for sale. There is no fresh issue or no money the company is going to get out of it except for getting listed on Bombay Stock Exchange. So according to us, this is a fundamentally strong company. The first thing is that they have got a monopoly in the market. That's a big green signal from our end. Second is they have got a robust infrastructure that they have built across the all these years, and they are also enhancing their services in all the different segments that are there, all the other 6 to 7 segments they are operating in. Plus, if we were to analyze the growth of the mutual fund industry, the AUM size in India, that is also going to grow. So, as and when the AUM size grows, the company is going to benefit out of it. Secondly, we also saw that this is into insurance. It is an insurance repository as well. So, as and when insurance sector expands, and things are of course going to go online in the future. So, that is why this company will benefit out of it. So yeah, we think that if you're looking for a long-term prospect in this company, you can definitely go ahead and invest. So it's a green signal from our end. That's it from my end, guys. If you have any questions, queries, suggestions, then you can put it down on the comment section. We will definitely have a look at it. So do subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it already, and thank you so much.